Hi, everyone. This is Janice Wood, your host for today's Senior Citizens Forum, presented by Benefits for You 2 Insurance Services. And at Benefits for You 2 Insurance Services, we specialize in Medicare insurance and health insurance. One of the favorite things I like talking about is it's like actually some form of scamming that's going on in the Medicare world. You see all these commercials and things, and you're getting phone calls about getting, $125 back on your Part B insurance. Before you change to that Part B insurance premium coming back to you, please check with your agent or myself to make sure you're not losing any benefits, because a lot of those plans, you are going to lose. The benefits will not be as rich. So just be careful of what you sign up for, and we do free consultations at Benefits for You 2 Insurance Services. But today I'm going to talk about, which I think is the most important subject of all of the subjects that we're doing this season. We've talked about it in the past. I have my buddy back on again, Arash Ghodstinat of USA Computech. He's located in Irvine. He goes into different areas, and he has an important, he does important work in a lot of different offices, setting up their computer systems, and he makes sure that they're secure and safe. And he and I both think the scamming that's going on is really, really important. And at the beginning of also this season, I've had some real estate people that are personal friends of mine that came on to talk about scamming in the real estate market, but we're not going into any of that part of that today. But so we're going to talk about one of the issues for scamming, and then at the end, I'm going to review what the popular ones are for this year. Now, Arash, I noticed that I'm getting a lot more types of scamming coming to me.
True. That is correct.
Yeah, scamming coming in my emails, okay? Or on my text message on my phone. I keep getting something like, hi, Robert, how are you doing?
That's exactly right.
I don't know Robert at all, but I'm not going to answer that because they're trying to get my information.
Yes, please allow me to explain that one. But before that, thank you for having me, Janice. I appreciate it always. As Janice introduced me, my name is Arash Ghodstinat. I have an IT company. We're doing cybersecurity, backup, servers, cloud, and its name is Computech. I have this company for more than 15 years, and we're covering from San Diego to San Francisco. So our office is in Irvine, and we're glad to help. About this scamming, the recent one that they say, hi, this is Robert, Janice, how are you doing? Two things they want to do. First, they want to make sure the phone is active. As soon as they find out, you say, yes, this is not Robert, this is someone else, it's a mistake. They find out the phone is an active phone. So those phones that you'll see, the spoofing phone, you get advertisement, they're 949-310-714, and then they're not a real number. That's how they get it sometimes. And the other one is, as soon as you reply, this is not Robert, this is Janice, or this is Arash, or this is XYZ, they start that new conversation to see if they can get any information from you. With a very friendly comment, oh, I'm sorry to bother you. I've signed or ma'am, to get your time. Can you give me this? I mean, can we meet? Can we talk? Can we resolve this issue? Do you want to do business? So please just block them from the beginning. So do not go to any conversation regarding, not even yes, no. Some people say I want to joke with them, it's fun, but yes, as soon as you reply, they get some, they find out you're active. So ignore. That's the best answer.
And sometimes they even get a little bit more personal and intimate in some of their messages. So don't respond to them, just like Arash said, because they're getting your information as soon as you respond back.
Exactly.
Yeah. So that's one of the more popular ones I've seen so far for this year. Again, I want to talk about, before we go into it, the same old ones. If somebody's calling you and asking you for your personal information, may it be they're saying Social Security, IRS, if they're asking you if you applied for a fire loan, okay, any of those type of things, if you didn't initiate that information, do not give it to them, okay? It's just really, really important that you protect yourself. Do not give your Social Security number or any of your bank account information over the phone.
Exactly. That's exactly right, Janice. Thanks for bringing it up. So that's very, very important, and it ties us to the next level of security that we're going to talk about. So
Right.
yeah.
So I
Yeah.
thought when I led into the bank account and that information, let's talk about that and go from there.
Of course, yes. So very important. First thing, we brought it up in our previous shows. If you're going to go to your, first of all, if you want to go to the secure finance websites like bank account, crypto, like 401k, logging there. If you're in the public location, please do not connect to the Wi-Fi of those areas and then go to your, secure information. If you want to do that, either connect to your hotspot or do it at home or somewhere that you really feel safe. Second is, make sure you always have multi-factor authentication on. And what it is once you log into any of your important websites or applications, you have to have some kind of second security. Not only you have a strong password, but you really need to have the second security. Now it is, before in traditional way, we used to use text messages. We're still using it. Means you click on your bank or anywhere, they send you a text with a code, you type that code, and then you get in. But recently with the phone spoofing, phone hacking, all these things, sometimes out of 100, maybe 85%, 90% safe with text message, but it's still 10%, has the lag. So the best way is the app authenticators. The app authenticators, we're going to talk about it a little more. I don't want to go in deep depth right now, but it gives you a code and it refreshes every 30 seconds. For example, you want to go to Chase, or you want to go log into Ameritrade. That app authenticator has a code, random code that connects to your Chase account. Every 30 seconds, it will refresh on your phone. It has a very high security to connect to it. And once you log in, the code refresh again. Before even login, every 30 seconds is refreshing. So that's a very good way to start setting it up. It's a little hard and sometimes annoying to do these things because the process takes longer. I may say, oh, I used to log in my Chase, click on this button, and I'm going in 1 second, and it takes me 35 seconds. I don't like it. But I tell people, I tell my friends, family, everyone, with theft identification, or if someone steal your information, it takes a lot longer to bring it back, and it takes lots of things. You have to do many things to clean it up. So 35 seconds versus 5 seconds, I think it's worth it, the pros and cons, but it is very secure. One thing before we go to any subject, Janice, want to bring it up. Lots of people have seen saving their passwords on Google Chrome and Edge, Safari. When you go and log into a website, because they want to save time, they click, do you want to save this password? They say yes. It is not really recommended, because if anyone can get into those passwords, means if they download any Trojan without their knowing, you go to a website, a Trojan is a software that steals information. They can easily steal all those informations from Chrome or Edge or Safari. So it's not recommended. That's why we recommend you to use a password management tool that we're going to talk about it later.
Okay, but real quick, I want to go back to the bank account.
Sure.
I know how irritating it is to go through all these new steps, but I would rather go through these new steps than all of a sudden go into my account and find what I thought was there is not longer there.
Exactly. That is totally true. Yeah.
I mean, and it's real important. I know I will never go into my, using the phone with the face recognition. I only do it in a secure area. I don't go to Starbucks that everybody else is using the same
Sure.
Wi-Fi network.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
even if you're there, you can use your data phone or hotspot, something like that.
Well, somebody told me that those hotspots weren't really secure. Is that true?
It depends. Hotspot technically is when you use your data on your phone. So your phone become your Wi-Fi router. So you connect your laptop or iPad or any device to your phone. If the hotspot's set up properly with a good password, it's a lot more secure than you connect to the public Wi-Fi with a secure.
Because I know I go out and I take I'm doing applications online now. So I can go right to you and do an application. I always use my personal hotspot.
Sure. It is okay to do that. Make sure the password you have for your hotspot is very secure. It's not like your phone number or something very simple. Just say Janice 123. So those passwords should become very complicated. And again, if you use a password management tool, you can easily make it very easy to manage your passwords.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the password management tool, they're protected for.
Very good question, Janice. The password management tools, there are lots of them. I have a slide I will share with you later, but okay. There are top five. It's called LastPass, 1Password, Dashlane, Bitware, a couple more. So, but these are the good ones. And what they do when you connect your LastPass, you need a multi-factor authentication. Means you need a password plus get a code again to connect to that one. So each of these passwords, there are 2 steps, 2 different apps. The first one is a password management that you can organize all of your passwords. You can make it like, imagine a building. One building is a public, so that you can call it passwords for my electricity, for gas, water, the same things that doesn't seem very important. One building, one floor is accounting. You want your financial. So make sure that financial has the best lock. So that financial has a very good password. You just don't want, you want to put the very secure. And then 3rd floor, 4th floor management, CEO, whatever you want to call it. You can really design your LastPass or one of these password management like that. To say, I have this folder, it's not important. These folders are very, very important. And then each of those files, let's say I put financial. I put Chase in it, TD Ameritrade, crypto. Each of them, you have to turn on multi-factor authentication. So for example, I'm giving you an example of one of the management, which is LastPass. So LastPass has another app called Authenticator. So you can add all these codes for Chase, Wells Fargo, and any financial, anything you have to that authenticator. When you open it up, you can see that code and then go and type it in LastPass. So it makes it sorry, not LastPass, on that app. It's not easy to say that. I think I'm going to show you later in a slide, but after we finish with this session, Janice, I promise you we can go in depth in one session. So people that are interested, we can show them what's going on.
Right, because I'm sitting there going, okay, now I got to remember that that code to get into, let's say, LastPass that you were talking about.
You don't remember it. Your phone will give you each time a new code, and I'll show you how.
Oh, okay, great. Because I'm going, can't they break in and get that?
No, that one refresh every 30 seconds.
Every 30 seconds. Okay.
If you're ready right now, I can share the screen.
I am totally ready. We're talking about it. Let's go for it.
Let's go for it. So let me just share my screen really quick, and then I can show you this one. So when you get, these are the five. Can you see my screen, Janice? Properly?
Yeah, definitely.
These are the 5, very good ones or famous ones of the password management. First one is LastPass. Second one is 1Password. Second one, Bitware, Dashlane, KeePass. So some people go with KeePass, some people LastPass. We're using LastPass, and it's very, very interesting. The price, if you want to use it for one device, it's free. If you want to use it for multiple device for one person, is around $36 to $40 each of them. If you want to use it as a family, you can have up to like 5 people using it, not necessarily sharing the password. Each of you have a different accounts, like yes, like different apps. It's around $60, I believe. So this is my LastPass. I brought it up. I brought a portion of it. I just create, like, for example, something related to my business, Dell or ABC Computech, proxy, anything I had. So these are the passwords I had here. The way I click, when I click on one of them, for example, Dell, it shows me the link. It shows me which folder it is. It shows me the site password. It doesn't really show me. As soon as I click on this, it will show me. So for security, I didn't show it.
Okay.
And it showed me my username. There is a very cool part about these softwares. For example, LastPass, it's just called extension. You can install Safari, Edge, or Chrome extension, and it's look like this, the 3 dots. As soon as you log in the morning or whenever you're ready to your LastPass or any of these softwares, it automatically, when you go, for example, to GoDaddy, I just bring an example, one of the websites I usually go, it automatically loads your username and password. You don't need to type it. So instead of you save it in Chrome or Edge, and when they ask you, do you want to save it? You can pull it up like this. Very quick, very secure and fast. And once you're done, once you're finished with your computer, you log off from any website you're in and you log off from LastPass. The way that they ask when I want to log into my LastPass, because there are lots of questions that we had from different people is, or employees or companies, what if they hack my LastPass? LastPass itself has a multi-factor authentication, and it asks you to put a passcode each time you log in. Where is that passcode, or where do you get that passcode? That passcode technically comes from the app that I told you. It's called LastPass Authenticator. For each website that you go, as you see, for example, Code 42, ABC, Computech, Microsoft, again, another Code 42, Crypto.com is my cryptocurrency. Every 30 seconds, these codes refresh. And once it refreshes, it has a different code. So by the time they want to hack it, it's changed. So it's very hard to hack, or they may say, is it possible to hack? Everything is possible, but it's very hard. These codes, and I have around 100 of them now. Any website I use, let's say Chase, Wells Fargo, anything I use, finance, like even SDG for my electricity, for gas, I put multi-factor and I get one of these codes.
So what I'm understanding, in case somebody else has the same question that watching this, okay, that these, I'm pointing to the screen and you can't see me, okay? If can you see my cursor?
Unfortunately, no, but I can move it for you if you want.
Okay, so if I go up to what it says, Code 42.
Okay, over here.
Every time I go into that particular site, the codes are constantly changing.
The code's constantly changing. Very good point, Janice. So let me see if I can show you. Sorry, I have to bring my screen here so I can show you a new screen. Let's see if I can bring it.
It doesn't matter if I'm in my banking.
Exactly.
I don't know if my insurance companies are going to work with that.
Lots of companies, almost most of the company has the authenticator. So if this is Code 42, so to just show you, if I want to go there, when I log in, just want to show you an example. So it's so it asks me the authenticator code, right? So to do that authenticator code, sorry, I have to bring my phone. I have to grab my phone right now, go to my authenticator app, and I hope I can show you in the here. It's a little, sorry, blurry here, but
blurry.
It's the same app I showed you over there. It gave me a code, it's 4321. The code changed now. So I cannot type the same code. I have to type a new code. Otherwise, it won't go. So I type the code. It's 789151. I can read it loud because this code will be changed in 30 seconds. So I have the app. The code will be changed in 30 seconds. And if I don't log in within 30 seconds, it won't work. It says this code is expired.
Okay.
So when I log in, I put the password wrong on purpose, but because it has confidential information when we log into this site. But when I log in, then I can go in. But if I don't put this code, I cannot log into this website. Or if the password expired, this code, right now it won't work anymore because it's 30 seconds old.
Okay. So this is on top of the password that you have.
This is the password I have, and this is the authentication code. So 2 steps authentication. That's why they say multi-factor.
Okay. Because
Yeah.
I know, I'm just going to use let's say your medical group. You set up your information for your medical group, okay? So you have your name or whatever you're using, your
Sure.
email address, and then you put in your passcode, and then you're going to get this code that's going to come up.
Exactly. That's exactly right.
Okay.
One question people ask a lot is, how do we add a new one? Let's say there is a website, I go in and I want to add the code in it. How do I add it here? So there is a plus button here. As you see, I'm drawing it. So this plus button, when you click on it, if you're familiar with QR codes is a new way that all your phone will scan QR code. It's like a code that when you purchase, you have a scan code on the items. It's a little different. So if you take your phone in front of that QR code, it automatically, once you click on this plus, it automatically added to this app. So then the new website, the code will be added here and it goes to the list.
Okay.
And
Now
then
I have a question for you. I have one web site that I go into, and it's called Covered California.
Mhm.
And every 45 days, feels like more than that, I have to change my passcode.
Exactly.
And it can't be anything in any dictionary in the world.
It's a very good point, Janice. If you use this app, LastPass has an option. So when you go to LastPass, it has an option. You can tell LastPass, create a password for me.
Okay.
LastPass will automatically create a password for you, random password. I think 15 characters, random.
Okay.
Like numbers, the symbols and everything. So when you go here, when you create a new password, what will happen is it automatically create a new one. In 45 days that you need to reset your password, you can go to the LastPass again and say, give me a new one. It automatically update that, you save it. So every day you log into your LastPass, you don't need to memorize it. Why? Because once you have this extension on your Chrome, which is connected to your LastPass, and you log into it, when you go to the California cover, it automatically load the password for you. And it's very secure and you can log in. Once you're done, you log off from Cover California and also from your LastPass, no one can have access to the password.
Okay, that's really interesting because things are becoming more complicated because of, well, for me, I have to worry about HIPAA rules, what have to do with confidentiality. And I know also there are people out there that also have accounts, medical insurance through Covered California. So
exactly. So because we helping a lots of dentists, doctors, medical groups,
right.
offices, so that they have to follow HIPAA. And then these tools are very, very useful and follow HIPAA as well. Okay. So it's very recommended.
Yeah, and what HIPAA is something that the federal government has out there as a protection that you have to use to protect your personal information, your health information.
Exactly right.
So yes. Just like the doctor's offices and the dentist, because I deal with health insurances, I have to make sure that I'm HIPAA compliant also.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah.
So just want to show you this very quick, but I can stop the sharing. So yes, it doesn't. And then later on, after this session, we can go in depth if people are interested to view more. I can go a presentation for like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, how LastPass exactly work, how can we set up authenticator and all these things.
Yeah, I like you and I have talked about fast, was it fast? I'm losing it.
Last pass,
Yeah.
last pass. Yes.
Pass before, and I like this demonstration of it because I have more of an understanding of it.
Sure.
And
Of
I
course.
think it's real important. How does it work with the face recognition?
It has the face recognition. Sorry about my lighting. It's a new office. I don't have a good lighting yet, but yes.
Few pictures on the wall.
I know. On the phone, if you check the last pass, it has, when you pay and then purchase the one, you can install it in a couple devices, and it will
Right.
ask the face recognition. So if I do the face recognition now, it logged in and it has all my passwords. Again, it's a little
So I can
the color is
connect
not
the
good, so you
face
cannot see it.
recognition to the last pass also.
Exactly. It has them. And then also, if the face authentication doesn't work, it will ask me my password. Once I type the password, then it asks me the code that I show you. I have to type the code. So it means I have to go to Authenticator app, get the code and put it there, so then I can log in.
Okay.
So it's very secure. Again, everything is hackable, but it's very hard to hack it.
But I noticed that these people that do scamming for a living, okay, because it is a living, okay?
Right.
All right, they always seem to be ahead. Once one form of protection comes out, they come up with something else.
That's exactly right. Yes. The one thing very, very important about scamming that we talked before as well, we are all very busy and we understand it. We all try to do multitasking, especially with this social media, everything. We're all addicted to phones and these things, unfortunately. So if you're working on an email and if your phone rings, when you pick up your phone, please be careful about multitasking, because if you're opening your email without paying attention, and then you open a suspicious file, it can be the dangerous file that you don't know because you're on the phone, you don't pay attention. That's the key that they're using these days, because they know everyone is busy. Lots of people don't know about email, and email scamming is the worst scamming, email phishing and scamming, because they send an email from me to Janice, for example, which they create a very suspicious, not from me, but you all have seen an email from Apple, from Yahoo, from crypto. When you click on from button, you'll see that email is xyz@xyzd.com. So it's not a real crypto or real Apple ID or something, and say, oh, your social security is, we need this information. We need your social, we need your password. So please don't send it. If this email is suspicious, just give it a time, finish whatever you're doing. Don't do multitasking, focus. And then with better focus, with better understanding, you don't click on what you should
Right.
not.
And it's just like those phone calls that come through. If somebody's asking you for personal information in an email, don't give it.
Don't give it. Remember, Janice mentioned it before too. No one will call you from Social Security. No one will call you from these companies. If it's something serious, they will send you a mail. They will tell you this is no one email you and say, oh, your Social Security is in danger. You have to come to this website to fix it. Right. So you will get a formal mail most of the time, or if it's a phone call, they will ask you. One important thing, if someone call you and say, I'm calling from Apple, I need this information. I'm calling from this credit card. Tell them, thank you very much. From which credit card? They say Bank of America, for example. Say, very good. I will hang up and I will call you right now on the number I have on my credit card, and I'll follow up. So that's the best way you can find out if it's real or not.
I mean, I've had them call and say that, oh, I'm from AT&T and this is going on in your account. Can I have your phone number? Well, what, you just called me randomly.
Exactly. So
you're calling to say I have stuff going on, but you don't know my phone number.
Yes.
That's a red flag.
That's a red flag. True. Yeah. So these are very important to follow, but hopefully that can help with a little education knowledge. You can help yourself and your family, friends, everyone. So hopefully this information can help you as well.
I mean, I have Arash on many times now because this is such an important subject.
Sure.
I mean, because right now, and I know, well, he knows who I'm talking about because he's upstairs from him.
Right.
The person that does our taxes, okay, we both have the same person. I did everything through the internet, but I had to go through a secure website to do this. And I had my own codes to go into their site.
That's
So-
exactly.
So you have to be careful in what you're doing. So if you're working with somebody in that regard, like your CPA, you should absolutely make sure if you're doing it over the internet or you're scanning your materials and sending it over, that they have a secure site.
That is true and
Okay.
correct. Yes.
Right.
Very valid point.
Yeah. And it's just like when I work with these insurance companies, I know everything is secure.
Exactly. Yes. And that's very important to follow these steps, because especially try not to email your important things to someone like social security, IDs, everything. Email is easier to hack, easier to find. So even for your email, make sure you have multi-factor authentication set up. Even if you have Gmail, Yahoo, Business, all of them are possible. You have Microsoft Office 365 or G Suite, definitely you can put multi-factor. So those are very, very important steps that you have to follow. So because nowadays we email most of our information. So if someone can get into the email, means they can get lots of information that they need for the business or for personal. So that's important to follow the security steps.
I'm going to go to one more place before we wrap this up today. What about the text messages? Because I feel like I'm being attacked, okay? And especially with the politicians, I don't care which party it is, or any of the different parties that are out there, constantly with text messages, asking for money, constant.
Exactly.
And you have to be careful with those also. So does the LastPass help you with the text messages?
Unfortunately not. They're working on a new software now that's not been officially released.
Okay.
I heard rumors, but they're working to block text messages and something like that. As you know, lots of people call you with a 949, again, area codes that you know, 714, 310. The area codes are very well known, and then you pick it up and then someone called from a different country. So when people ask, how do they do that? Well, you call back that number, someone else pick it up, and then this person say, this is a wrong number, you know? So technically they spoof the number, means exactly like email spoofing. Email spoofing means someone get my email without getting my password. They just use my email, like for example, arash@abc.com. So they use that email without logging into my email. That's called email spoofing. For email, there is a way you block spoofing. For phone, there is no way as of right now, as far as I know, my knowledge and my research, but I know there are softwares coming out that they will block it. But to answer your question, when you get these kind of messages, as you said at the beginning, say, I'm John. Oh, sorry, I'm looking for John. How was your day? I haven't talked to you for a long time. The best answer is ignorance. For these things, if you can stop them, some of them has stop or block, just block them. And for politics and different things that they text me, I never respond.
No, I don't. I try to delete as much as I can. I've even had it where I tell them at the bottom, take me off your list, and they just move it to a different number.
Exactly. So ignorance is ignorant.
Yeah. So I've given up saying I be removed.
Yeah.
Doesn't do any good.
Exactly. Yeah. It won't help. So they will text you from a different number because they know this phone is the active phone. So now we can send it from with different angle. Remember, one last thing, there was a movie, we said it in one of the shows as well, called Social Dilemma. So this one was in Netflix. I'm not sure if it's there or not. What they do, they interview with lots of Googlers or Facebook people that used to work in these companies. And they said our intention wasn't to get information about people, but then we found out the intention is changing. I don't say what they want to do, but all these websites, as you know, when you talk about something or you go to to shop somewhere, the next day all the advertisement you see on your computer is about that shoe that you saw. Even on your phone, you talk about it, and people say, how? Are they listening to me? No. You have Siri's on your iPhone. You have different tools that you can say, hey, Siri, how's the weather? And the Siri respond back. So with that app, they can easily get the information as well. So I don't say they do it or not doing it, but what I'm saying is they gather our information and send us, they learn about us and say, for example, this is Arash, this is the locations he traveled to, this is the foods, restaurants he ate, these are the things. So we can sell him, we can do this, we can send him these type of things. He's interested.
Yeah, I know I had an interesting one. I met with a client and she couldn't find her naturalization papers.
Right.
And an hour and a half later, I was driving down the freeway and all of a sudden the phone goes, the immigration office is just over a mile from where you're at. And I'm going, what?
Exactly. So yeah, these things are real. Sometimes we can't do anything, but we can do our best to prevent things as possible.
Okay, but that also goes back to things like Alexis. I was reading that people are doing away with Alexis because they feel like they're being listened to.
Right, right. You know, everything is possible. I don't know if it's happening or not, but yes, the tools are there.
The smart houses.
It's like
because I know people who have smart houses, and I'm like, I'm not arguing with them.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, but yeah, this subject is very interesting, very, very important, and definitely I'm interested to continue, and in our next session, go in depth, and hopefully we can help people.
I just feel the information that we presented here today is like, out of everything that I have people coming on, it's one of the most important shows that I do. Because it doesn't matter if you're, if it's insurance or it's your, real estate or whatever, we're all being scammed.
True.
And it's affecting us personally, and no matter what we do. So
Exactly.
Arash, thank you so much. It's been
my pleasure and honor to be with you.
My pleasure too. I really appreciate it. And thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Looking forward for the next one. And please let us know if you have any questions.
Okay.
I'm willing to help. And yes.
And we're going to have the information on how to contact me or Arash, because he's really knowledgeable. Even if it's something personal, he will get back to you because he is a busy man. Okay. And he likes helping people out. So thank you very much. We will have that information up here. And
thank you, Janice.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Okay.